of the NRC brand, gives his insight and thoughts on the world of comic books, gaming, tech, and media industries as the host of Neo Reality Collective. Experience a slew of regular episodes covering news and pop culture, along with reviews and editorial pieces showcasing the best and worst of our ever-expanding multimedia world.
.343 Industries is dead. Long live Halo Studios. So, back in October, during the final match of the 2024 Halo World Championship, a video was uploaded onto the internet and played during the event, which shows very distinctive familiar landscapes of the Halo universe, such as the Forerunner architecture that reminds us more of, from Halo 1, the Computer CE, Combat Evolved, classic game. I had a lot of childhood memories on there. My grandmother has been a very significant part of my life with the Halo franchise, specifically Halo 1. Me and my grandmother would play Halo 1 co-op together for 3 years straight, and we would do all these insane adventures playing the campaign over and over again when I was a naive little boy. And it culminated after 2004 when Halo 2 came out. We didn't play as much together on that, but we still had some fun. But it all culminated together in an epic moment where my grandmother took time out of her night because she's at that age. She would always like to go to bed early, but for this, she stayed up late for me because I had potentially school in the morning. No, I didn't go to school that day. I skipped the whole day. She stayed up for me to go to the mall to pick up the Halo 3 Legendary Edition with the Master Chief helmet. Still have it to this day, hanging up in my room. And me and my grandmother went through all that line for me to get the Halo Legendary Edition with the money I had saved myself up for. And it also culminated with her telling me stories about the line and how she told me that some kids looked at her funny, wondering why someone at her age is wanting to get this game, because even though it should be them who are being talked about, because, hey, aren't you kids? Shouldn't your parents be here trying to get you this game instead of you yourselves, since this is rated M for mature? The innocence of youth. Wait till the industry goes ahead and goes microtransactions on us, and then we'll be miserable. And then the gaming industry as corporations are pretty miserable. But, yeah. I'll get more into that story about my time with Halo in a little bit. But, yeah. So, a new video posted by 343 Industries titled A New Dawn by Halo Studios, which showcases the new involvement technology of the Unreal Engine 5 playing with the Halo universe. We saw the gorgeous landscapes of Forerunner architecture from the landscapes inspired by the Pacific Northwest, the gorgeous fields of ice, and even the Viesta blighted and consumed by the flood, which means we're going to get the flood back. Hooray, hopefully. They still been teasing them in the books and how they show up in certain areas, and they're still around, but they're not as prominent as much, because we need to get that teen for teen rating. And we saw Master Chief fighting the Covenant, the Elite specifically, and even a Banshee arcing past the camera. But what we saw wasn't a look back. This was something entirely new, as the article would say. So, these visuals were all created with the Unreal Engine 5, and that all future Halo projects will be using this engine. And there are multiple games in development, so the next Halo will be using the Unreal Engine 5 and not the Slipspace engine, thus lessening the load for them to go ahead and refine it for after Halo Infinite. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Halo Infinite. I played the multiplayer a whole lot, done a lot of kick-ass gameplay on there. And yeah, it's a pretty good game. I don't like it wasn't good when it came out, which should say a lot. Imagine if they delayed it 2 more years and then they had all the content that came out throughout between then and now, then it would have been heralded as a masterpiece of breath of fresh air. But 343 Industries will not be joining the charge. Instead, they will be destroyed and replaced with Halo Studios. Studio head of the company, Pierre Hens, I think. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong. I am sorry. I should definitely make that merchandise in the future I'm sorry I butchered your name. Saying, if you really break Halo down, there have been two very distinct chapters. Chapter 1, Bungie. Chapter 2, 343 Industries. Now, I think we have an audience which is hungry for more, so we're not just going to try and improve the efficiency of development, but change the recipe of how we make Halo games. So we start a new chapter today. 3 Halo Studios. Now, I saw the Halo Studios logo. Here's my take on it. I don't like it. It seems very blocky. Like, it made me think Mega Bloks instead of actual Halo. Like if you would why can't we just use the iconic Halo logo that everyone remembers? Because nowadays every single company in existence seems to be afraid of brand recognition or logo recognition. Take note, David Zaslav, everyone hates you. Especially after your stunt with HBO Max and turning it to Max, because HBO would frighten the children, even though Max is also the name of an adult service that the company was putting out a lot. So, yeah, David Zaslav's kind of an idiot. And yes, I will constantly bash him if I can. So, switching from the proprietary engine of Slipspace to the Unreal Engine is a key part of that change. Previously, 343 Industries needed a large portion of its staff simply to develop and upkeep the engine its games ran on, saying we believe that the consumption of habits of gamers have changed. The expectation of how fast their content is available. On Halo Infinite, we were developing a tech stack that was supposed to set up for the future and games at the same time. As gaming evolves, players increasingly point out how long it takes to see new games from their favorite series. The team at Halo Studios felt the need to react. As COO Elizabeth Van Wyk puts it, the way we made Halo games before doesn't necessarily work as well as for the way we want to make games for the future. Translation, we want to make them faster, but can we put more content in there? Probably not. This is 2024, soon to be 2025, and I will not talk about 2025 just yet, as my existential nihilism and dread continues to escalate after what happened on November 5th, but that's a completely different topic, and not one suited for this video. Oh god, I hate this world. So, part of the conversation we had is about how we may help the team focus on making games versus making the tools, and the engines. Alongside the wider changes of how the studio is set up, which we'll read more about in this article by XboxWire.com, adopting Unreal means Halo Studios is more able to create games with a focus that can satisfy fans, even setting up multiple teams create different games simultaneously. But Unreal also comes with built-in benefits that would have taken years of work to replicate with Slipspace. Saying respectfully, some of the components of Slipspace are almost 25 years old, explains studio art director Chris Matthews. Although 343 have been developing it continuously, there are aspects of Unreal that Epic has been developing for some time which are unavailable to us in Slipspace and would have taken a huge amount of time and resources to try and replicate. One of the primary things we're interested in is growing and expanding our world so players have more to interact with and more to experience. Nanite and Lumen, Unreal's rendering and lighting technologies, offer us an opportunity to do that in a way that the industry hasn't seen before. As artists, it's incredibly exciting to do that work. Another benefit of the Unreal Engine is that Unreal is familiar to huge parts of the wider gaming industry because almost everybody uses the Unreal Engine, where developers were able to spend some time learning how to use Slipspace when joining 343. Halo Studios' adoption of the industry-leading engine makes it a smoother process to which a new talent and the studio is in need of hiring its new projects. It's not just about how long it takes to bring a game to market, but how long it takes for us to update the game, bring new content to players, adapt to what we've been seeing our players want. Part of that is how we build the game, but part of it is the recruiting. How long does it take to ramp somebody up to actually able to create the assets that show up in your game? With the move to Unreal, the on-ramp is shorter, the experience is there, and the series can grow far more quickly and organically than ever before. Forging ahead in the next point. Of course, Halo Studios need to be confident to switch in Unreal. That is a decision taken lightly. The team had to be sure that the first Halo games had to come out of non-Slipspace engine would look, feel, and sound right. The team began experimenting and resulted in a research project known as Project Foundry, the source for all the new clips that were shown in the video. saying, when we decided to do the Foundry, it wasn't at that point in our plan, but we need to pause and validate is not the right word, but educate and understand what our capability is and assess it, so we actually know we're on the right path. We're intentionally been really quiet up to this point, but I think today, at the time of this article's publication in October, it's just about sharing what we are and our priorities as a studio, and where the team is. We're really proud of what came out of Foundry. So, the Foundry project is, the team is clear that this is not a new game, nor is it a traditional text demo. It isn't just an exploration of what's possible with this engine, it's a true reflection of what would be required for a new Halo game using Unreal, and a training tool for how to get there. Foundry has been made with the same rigor process and fidelity as a Shift game would be. So, does that mean we get to do a tech demo down the road where we can explore the land and maybe battle a few enemies, but not full-on Halo game? That would be cool. So Matthews continues to explain, where this type of work has been done historically across the industry, it contains a lot of smoke and mirrors. It sometimes leads players down paths where they believe it's going to end up one thing and then something else happens. The ethos of Foundry is vigorously the opposite of that. Everything we build is built to the kind of standards that we need to build for the future of our games. We were very intentional about not stepping into the tech demo industry territory. We built things that we truly believe in and the content that we've built, or at least a good percentage of it could travel anywhere outside our games in the future if we so desire. He then goes on further to say, it's fair to say that our intent is for the majority of what we showcase in the Foundry is expected to be in projects which we are building or future projects. And the Foundry also promised incredible things, named after the Foundry within Halo's lore, the central forge of the mega structure used to create the Halo rings themselves. The project saw the team set out to create 3 distinct biomes in the style of Halo. The goal was, as Matthew put it, to make something old, something new, and something truly alien. I'll get to that. For something old, we see biome inspired by the Pacific Northwest, we get the Flood, we get all that stuff, but and we get this preview of the Cold Lands, a region locked in the deep freeze, with snowdrifts covering plateaus and ice reflecting what is above and refracting what's below. And for something alien, we see the new Brightlands, a brand new take on a Halo location, a world consumed by the parasitic flood, which have been gone for so freaking long that I'm kind of amazed that they keep delaying their return, because they already hinted that they were coming back a decade and a half ago. My god, I'm old. But yeah. Also, they showcase some of the new technologies, showcasing it, Master Chief battling the elites, and my god, these visuals were freaking awesome. Like I could see every minute detail, and especially how they especially the detail with the Elite's energy sword, which is actually like smoky plasma instead of a solid object that you would expect to think a lightsaber would do, but more cooler. Yeah. And they're hoping to recreate what made Halo such a graphical showcase for the original Xbox and to make it again for the future. If that will work, no idea. But they have said they are working closely with the Epic Games studio creators of the Unreal Engine to ensure they can reach that lofty goal. With the quote, Halo is such an incredible franchise and it's awesome to see Halo Studios already pushing the boundaries of Unreal Engine 5. Bill Clifford, Vice President and General Manager of Unreal Engine at Epic Games. We're honored to support the Halo team in realizing their creative visions through the Unreal Engine. Project Foundry's work demonstrates how they can bring Halo to life with beautifully detailed and uncompromised worlds. And they also try to say that, of course, the soul of Halo isn't just how it looks, but how it feels, the intrinsic dance of its combat, the thud of the weapons, and the sense that you're inhabiting the Master Chief's armor, or in my case, Andy Spartan's armor. While Foundry may be primarily a visual project, Halo Studios is deeply invested in retaining the essence of what players love about Halo. Saying, in a quote, Van Wyck saying this, I think it's pretty well known that switching engines has been a topic that the studio has thought about for a long time. The release of Unreal Engine 5 was when we felt we could make the Halo games that respect and reflect the true soul of Halo, while also being able to build games that can deliver on the scale of ambition of content that players want. Oh dear, I'm going to get to that as well. The spirit of Halo is more than just the visuals, agrees Matthews. It's the lore, it's the physics, playing as the Chief. You're this huge tank of a soldier. It's the way that he moves, he feels. We're all really obsessed about what our players love about Halo. We're constantly listening to this feedback and what the core of any initiative like Foundry or any intention that the studio has about how we move forwards. We're thinking about the intangibles, the interaction with the Master Chief or your Spartan or the enemies. We are very careful with the decisions we're making in that space, down to the precise and authenticity of the weapons, the authenticity of the animation, and there are a list of nuances that we use to verify that we're on track. Okay, let me just get this straight. People have been asking for years to play the Elites again because they're awesome, and the closest Halo Infinite has done with the Elite is make armor that looks like the Elites but not really be the Elites, which okay, cool design, but like, come on, we just want to see the purple blood of aliens be spread across the field. And yes, we're probably sick and demented for thinking that. Yeah, we're so destroyed. So, beyond Foundry, the team isn't talking about exactly what those new games will be right now. We're at the beginning of this new chapter, not the final stages. It is fair to say that the new Halo game is Infinite. Halo Infinite will still be supported through the Slipspace engine. You can expect more operations, updates to its Forge mode. In esports, year 4 of the Halo Championship Series using Halo Infinite has just been announced. But in the background, the next steps of Halo will be taken. Now, I do want to say, when I looked at this, I was like, are they rebooting Halo, going back to Halo 1 and trying to restart everything? Which would... I don't like, because it would undo decades of history, lore, characters, and even stuff that we felt invested in. Like, it would kind of be a spin in the face of everything, especially when you don't have a proper conclusion with that established reboot, because we all know how Disney did to Star Wars and how they ended the Legends timeline and never gave it a satisfactory conclusion that it rightfully deserved. Like, that's been my thing. Like, when these multi-decade, multi-spanning universes keep happening and they keep going ahead and having this massive lore that is still not concluded entirely just yet, and then when they decide, okay, let's reboot it and never give it the ending it deserves, it's gonna make people pissed off more than ever. Like, I think people would have been more forgiving if Disney went out of their way to spend at least a few more years with the Legends timeline and give it and reach it to a satisfactory conclusion people wanted, instead of let's reboot everything. But I'm hoping they don't do that for Halo, especially with how they left it off on Halo Infinite. So, yeah. In the article, it also mentions there are multiple Halo games in development right now, where Infinite practically saw the entire studio focused on one single evolving project. Halo Studios has recalibrated, and how they were trying to create the decisions to be successful in servicing Halo Infinite, but switching to Unreal is to put focus in making multiple new experiences at the highest quality possible, says Hens. A major part of the shift is reorganizing the structure of Halo Studios as a whole in order to give development teams what they need to make something new. At the end of the day, if we build the games that our players want to play, that's how we'll be successful. Okay, let me just get to that. Now I've been waiting to say this. So, a while back, it came out that there was actually a pitch made to Microsoft and 343 Industries about a Halo game where they basically make it Halo Helldivers 2. Basically, they wanted to make a firefight game that is much bigger, more denser, and more chaotic, but using the strength of Helldivers that made it such an iconic game for so many. But Microsoft said no, because our corporations are run by idiots. Because, my God, because here's the thing, this was something that sounds like Bungie would have done decades ago with Halo 3 ODST, with Firefight, because that looked like the vibe they were going for, but now with this, they could make it much more insane with the technology now that they could. I just was like, oh God, imagine if we played Hell Jumpers and battled the Elite and like have more than 4 people around. Like, since humanity was on the pushback and humanity was just doing everything they could to get desperate, and they could also tell a story with Oni and their dark sea corruption that they're known for. My God. Like, could you imagine a Helldivers 2 inspired version of a Halo game being made and releasing to the public? Like, there were fan-created projects for Halo Infinite made that involved the Helldivers 2 format, but it's like, what if they made a full-on game for it? Like, it's just one of those things that just makes me go, why couldn't we do that? Because it was something people wanted, but because it didn't fit Microsoft's vision for whatever it was. Oh man, it's just so annoying, in my honest opinion. And then as the article kept going on and on about the details about the Master Chief Collection and what carried on to Halo Infinite, they also said, you asked why we consider this as a new chapter. We want a singular focus. Everyone is in the place here to make the best possible Halo games. Oh dear. So, yeah, this is one of those things I have. We have content being made, we have stories being made, but we kind of want something new to it. Like Halo Wars 2 was awesome for what it was as an RTS game, but like we kind of want like more stuff being added, more experimental games made, in my honest opinion, I feel, because if they had done a third-person Helldivers inspired game for Halo, it would have sold like hotcakes. It would have sold so damn well. It was just such an awesome idea, and if they had the mentality that Helldivers 2's developers had with Halo, if they could, they would probably hire them. If I was the owner of Microsoft, I'd be like, okay, look, I just saw Helldivers 2 that looks freaking awesome. That could fit the Halo lore. If we go ahead and take it place back in the past and have a Covenant war where we could play as ODST soldiers in the battlefield, have more than 4 players, like make a wide, vast, open world kind of vibe with each planet a massive area for like hundreds of UNSC troopers battling the Covenant during the worst years of the Halo of the Human Covenant War. Like, just go all full out on it. Like make the bleakness of Halo Reach, but amplify it to the extreme. Because I'm sick in the head. That would have been fucking awesome. Oh, but sadly we don't live in that reality. And yeah, my connection with Halo is very deep. Like I said at the beginning, me and my grandmother played it all the time when it first came out. When the first game came out, we played it for years. We played some of Halo 2. My grandmother went out of her way to stay up late to get me Halo 3 Legendary Edition when I was a kid. I spent all day the day after I had gotten it, I went ahead, opened my box, got the Halo helmet. Awesome. Was a little sad that I couldn't wear it, but it did come with a library where I can archive all my stuff in there, all the Halo games into one box. So that was all right. I played it, lost my mind, enjoyed every single moment of it, and then but before Halo 3 came out, I finally got into Xbox Live, played the ever-loving hell out of that with Halo 2, loved it so much, and then Halo Reach ODST came out, got that special edition as well with a controller, enjoyed it for what it was. Really would have worked better as a massive expansion pack that could have been sold, especially at the vibe it was. Then it wouldn't have costed $60. That would have been a much more preferable option, I feel like, looking back on it. But then Halo Reach came out. Oh, I stayed up for that. I stayed up, went and got it at the store, and oh god. I played that from 8 p.m. from around, if I recall, from midnight after I had gotten it to 8 p.m. that day. I was that ingrained with the Halo lore back then, and I was a kid. Oh god, it was such a beautiful time to be a Halo fan. And then Halo 4 came out. I almost could have loved it when I went to the midnight release, but I was robbed of my iPod, and the kid, and I won't say much about what happened in that, but I'll just say this: his friend sold him out to the administrator. I got my stuff back, and I subsequently got Halo 4 that same day. I certainly needed the joy. And I once again got the best edition because I'm an insane asylum maniac who loves all things Halo. Halo 4, yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. It was very Call of Duty-esque with the multiplayer and the classes they introduced, which confused the hell out of me. Then I got Halo 5, and I was... oh, fuck, Halo 5. Okay, let me just give you a quick way to describe it. It's basically like there was something that between Halo 4 and Halo 5, I had to somehow understand comics, I had to read the books, I had to read audio logs, I had to read a whole bunch of stuff just to understand what the hell is going on in this game, instead of being actually shown what was going on in this game. Like, I was like, wait, Blue Team's still around? Wait, I thought they were dead or trapped on the alien world, on that shield world that was left behind. Wait, Dr. Halsey's still alive? Holy crap. She outlived Miranda, so that was an awkward conversation when I found out that she broke down crying about that in a book, in a fucking book, or was it a comic? I can't remember. It was so freaking long ago. And then I was like, wait, where's the Didac? Oh, wait, he's sealed away. He's not dead, but he's sealed away, locked away somewhere, and he somehow survived the events of Halo 4. Why didn't we focus on that, like the Forerunner stuff? Nope, we're not doing that? Okay, because it was unpopular? Okay, we could just fix it up by expanding his character, giving more dimensions for him. No, that would have required too much effort on the gaming development process. It was one of those, and then we got this team, Fire Team Osiris, and it was like, okay, but like we want to focus on Master Chief or just do a Noble Six kind of vibe. But then I found out that, oh wait, Spartan Locke, wait, he was in a TV show and no one knew about and everyone just kind of forgot about it. And I was like, wait, that's where we got, wait, Buck is a Spartan? When did that happen? What happened to his team? Wait, one of the team members went rogue and betrayed them? And wait, what? The Rookie's dead? What? Yeah, see the problem here? Like, there's like 900 different things going on, and I did not know what was going on when I played Halo 5. It's like... That was how out of a disaster it was. I could not get into the story. Cortana somehow finding the fountain of youth for AI, and that was just how they described it. They didn't explain how the tech worked, how it made sense, and if the Forerunners had this technology the whole time, then why on earth did Mendicant Bias go rogue and join the Flood instead of them using the fountain of youth for AI and fixed it? Yeah, you see why I have so much confusion with this? And then Halo Infinite came out, and it was an okay game for the campaign side. It was great as a multiplayer component, and I loved that it was free for us, and we just had to, and the Battle Pass system was really needed to be redefined. Instead of being deleted right away, it was instead locked together into a special content where you don't have to buy the Battle Pass, but you can actually buy it later when you have the time and unlock everything you have already passed with the levels and never goes away, which is something I wanted. That's something that Fortnite should have invented, but sadly we got it now, and thank God it was Halo, because my God. And people keep asking for a Halo Battle Royale, and it's like, nah, I'm not interested in that. Oh man. But yeah. That's basically my very quick description of my Halo experience. I'll probably go and make a bigger video down the road as NRE Universe continues its expansion in 2025 for NRE 10, but that's not now. That's not now. That's later. But yeah, this is the abridged version essentially. But yeah, am I excited for this new era of Halo? Yeah, I am. I'm cautiously optimistic at worst, but I'm hoping that this new era, this new philosophy, this new engine and all that, and the new Unreal Engine they use for it makes out so well for this. It does such a great job. I hope they don't reboot it. I really hope they don't, while concluding the story that we've grown to love for over 20 plus years. That will be a dick move. But this was your host, Eric Brown of Neo Reality Entertainment, NRE Studios, and Neo Reality Universe. sorry, NRC Collective, Neo Reality Collective, as it's also called, the NRE Universe brand. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, check out my other content. This was NRC Conversations, and I'll see you all again next time. Take care, everybody, and Halo Studios, don't fuck this up. Peace.
Was our latest edition of Neo Reality Collective. Be sure to follow and support NRE creator Eric Brown on Twitter and YouTube. Check the links in the description below, and we'll see you all next time.